Back here in the US, we are watching a number of earnings reports. It's amazing that with everything else that's going on, yes, there are still some companies that are reporting earnings, and we've gotten some very interesting numbers indeed. I'm just checking on shares of Square. They are up by 7% today. Um, and Square has sort of tied its fortunes to cryptocurrency, to Bitcoin, and it's actually worked out pretty well for it thus far. Its Cash App generated just over $2 billion last quarter. That was mostly from Bitcoin transactions. And then, of course, the company invested directly in Bitcoin as well in October, $50 million worth of Bitcoin in October. As we know, it has gone up. So that has proven, at least thus far, to be a smart investment. Myles, it's interesting because I mean, you didn't used to think of Square as a crypto company. Is it a crypto company now?
I mean, I think it has to be. I'm looking at the breakdown here from the statement. Bitcoin revenue 1.6 billion in the last quarter. That's more than half of the company's entire revenue, and all that revenue, including the Bitcoin part of it, was up 140% in the third quarter. And this is for a business that, yes, it's growing, and I think it has a lot of tailwinds behind it in terms of how businesses want to run their point of sale and so on. They got Square Capital going on. All that's very exciting. X the Bitcoin part of it. But when half your revenue in the most recent quarter comes from that part of the business, you kind of have to say this is what we are. And I think investors have reason to love that. I mean, profits for the company are through the roof as well, because that's going to be a high margin business of essentially being a custodian for cryptocurrency. You look here at their adjusted EBITDA, $181 million. That's up $50 million from last year. And if you look at the adjusted or their gross profit out of the Cash App part of the business, it's almost up 3x from where it was in the same quarter last year. So when those are the results that are coming from your crypto pivot, and then the stock is up again 6%. I mean, it's $44 stock in March. Now it's $188 stock. So I guess everyone goes home happy.
I mean, for now, Myles, as we know, Bitcoin's a little volatile, so we'll see if it can maintain these gains and what that's going to mean for Square. When you tie your fortunes, there's the upside and the potential downside. Let's quickly look at Roku as well, because that company blew away estimates for revenue, reported an unexpected profit. Brian Sozzi, you've been looking at those Roku numbers.
Yeah, Julie, the only numbers anyone should care about on Roku: one, average revenue per user up 20%, adjusted operating profits $12.5 million this year, slight loss last year. Bottom line on Roku, $30 billion market cap, and they're finally starting to grow into it because we're all home and we're all watching Yahoo Finance on Roku TV.
I guess we are. Those shares are up 8% today, by the way.